Hi, I am there with David from South Africa, and I'm first going to ask his little introduction, and then we'll start with some questions.
Introduction.
Yes, little bit about you.
Okay. Well, firstly, I did my engineering training with Rolls-Royce Aircraft in Scotland, and I qualified in mechanical engineering. And when I left Scotland in 1973, I emigrated to South Africa, and from my aircraft background, I was involved in aircraft maintenance in South Africa. I've been involved in a number of professions, civil engineering, nuclear.
Okay.
So over the years, I've developed many sciences behind in terms of auditing management systems. I founded the South African Society in 1974 for quality, and since then I've had a passion for the quality sciences, and I was the group quality manager for the biggest construction company in the Southern Hemisphere with 44,000 people.
Okay.
And when I left that company in 1992, I started an organization in association with one of the quality gurus in Europe, David Hutchins.
Yeah.
I represented his business
DHI. DHI.
In South Africa.
Yes.
I represented his business as managing director
Okay.
for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Then we started our own organization called Quality Strategies International.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we have been developing a management strategy using the EFQM model, European Foundation Quality Management.
Okay.
And we've also associated that model and integrated it with Hoshing Tanri.
Okay.
So we use the two business excellence models, and we have designed out of that various management strategies to teach organizations. Recently, we've developed, using these methodologies, we've developed training for school principals and teachers in terms of how to manage their organization using business methodologies utilized for the education process.
Okay. So keeping that in view, I would like to know some of the leadership qualities for a school leader. What do you think a school leader should be like, apart from being a teacher? Because looking at the present scenario, he is more like an HR manager and looking after teachers leaving, counseling, meeting parents, and doing administrative job. So what do you think is the actual leadership quality should be there in a principal?
Well, it's exciting that you say that. If you look at any managing director or chairman of a big corporate, they normally have a whole set of departments doing all these functions for them, the HR, the finance, etc. The challenge with the school principal is that the school principal has to have all of these talents.
True.
And even more so because the school principal is dealing with children, and children come from families, and families have family problems.
Yeah.
And you'll find that often the school principal ends up the middle person in family issues like divorce, unstable homes for the child.
Yes.
So the principals has even got to have these skills.
Yeah, single parent issues are there.
Yes, it's almost like a counsellor.
Yeah.
And have the ability to identify when a child is coming into school where it's got these background issues. Because when a child is stabilised, it doesn't have the security to learn. And many other symptoms can actually come out of that scenario. So qualities of a school principal is, from the management point of view, the first thing is, what is the vision for the school?
Okay.
And that vision must must be clearly thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question about vision is, what is your purpose? What are you endeavoring to achieve? When and how? Now, the how is...
Taking the team along.
Yes. How do you get the team involved in delivering that vision?
Yes.
Now, we normally use the statement of missions
Yes.
now to deploy that. Now, the challenge with most missions,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where Hoshin Kanri comes in,
Okay.
and rather than having one central mission, Hoshin talks about missions in the plural sense.
Okay. Hoshin Kanri is a Japanese word.
Correct.
Okay.
And it basically means that it gives you direction,
Okay.
purpose, and deployment.
Wonderful.
So it's not only about the establishment of the vision, it's about the deployment of the vision and becoming what the Japanese refer to as the shining star.
Okay.
In other words, you become the best of the best.
Okay.
Now, to do that, you need to have benchmarks
True.
as to what is the best of the best
Yeah.
and compare yourself against that.
Okay.
But delivering the missions in the sense of you've got to be very specific,
True.
and these missions have now got to be turned into projects that you deliver from top to bottom in the organization.
Right.
And where quality control circles comes in
Yeah.
is getting the students involved in delivering some of these projects also.
Okay.
So the school begins to work as an integrated force where everybody is involved and participating and taking the school to that purpose and vision.
Okay.
Very important.
Right. So that means Kaizen has to come along.
All the quality sciences.
Yes.
So, the continuous improvement aspects of Kaizen are all built into this. The beautiful thing about quality control circles, I have noticed that many schools involve their children in various community projects and improvement,
Yeah.
but they haven't taught them the tools, the scientific
Yes,
tools,
yes.
to enable them to deliver this in a professional way.
Okay.
So, students' quality control circles are essential in teaching the quality sciences,
Okay.
enabling the child
Right.
that
Right.
once they leaves the education system of the formal schools, college, university, he can take these skills directly into the workplace
Right, right.
and enhance the workplace.
So do you think like tools like Pareto analysis, brainstorming, Ishikawa diagram, these all things should be taught as a part of the curriculum?
100%. 100%. The challenge that you've got, now, even as a child, when I was learning in primary, secondary school,
Yeah.
you look at mathematics and it's all theory, arithmetic, and you're asking yourself, well, what do I do with algebra?
Yes.
What do I do with these things that I'm learning? Because it's all in a book.
Right.
However, you can take these skills that you've learned now and put it into use in the community in real life projects where you can actually do the analysis,
Okay.
problem solving, innovation, and now direct it to specific projects that enhance the community and better the community.
Okay. Do you think that we need to revamp the teaching learning practices and also the course and the curriculum? Because, for example, the child is learning handwriting, but he's never going to write ever in his life. He's using the touch phone, he's using the keyboards, he's using the Siri, the audio, and the Google Speak. So what do you think that we need to revamp the syllabus, revamp some digital tools as an expertise for learning?
I'll give you an example. I'm a 65-year-old man who has a 5-year-old child. And my child knows his alphabet. Why? Because he's been taught to sing it.
Yes.
But when I put the ABC maths down on the floor
Right.
and ask him to identify the letters,
Mm-hmm.
he struggles to put the visual impact
Okay.
to, and this reinforces what I said before with the teacher who taught him how to sing the alphabet, because melody always brings forth remembrance.
Yes, yes.
Now, the problem is he has no visual association to put the letters together at this age.
Right.
So when I say he knows the alphabet, yes, he can recite it from A to Z, but he doesn't know what shape the letters mean or where they form. But this is the thing that the teacher hasn't realised is, yes, she thinks all the kids can say the alphabet, but there's no association.
That's the concern. Thank you.